Hey everybody, Joy here. It is 3 o'clock, Sunday afternoon, March 14, 2021. And I'm making this video especially for the lady that asked me how to fix the crotch when your behind hangs lower than your crotch. It happens. The older you are, the more things want to sag, drag, and bag, let me tell you. I'm going to show you some really good information. I'm going to show you how I fixed the purple pants. All I've got to do is sew the hem back in. These are finished. They look way, way better. And then I'm going to show you an amazing book. And I'll make sure you can find it in my shop. And if you don't want to get it in my shop, you can get it at Palmer and Plesh. I don't know which way is cheaper. The prices are the same at Amazon whether you use my shop or somebody else's, or if you just go there direct. Yes, my last video we were talking about Alexandra Morgan, is that her name? In her crotch video, and I was wearing these purple pants that I could get into twice. My Sure Fit Designs pants. And I told you that I was going to take them in so they would fit my new smaller body. Remember I showed you this bendy thing? If you haven't seen it, watch my last video. One of you just asked me 10 minutes ago to talk about what you do when you take your crotch curve and it falls below the crotch curve of the pattern that you're making. What do you do then? I learned that from Palmer and Plesh. Palmer and Plesh do tissue fitting. So, here's your pants. I'm going to show you what you do. Play like this is paper. Maybe I should get out a paper pattern to show you. I think I'll get out a paper pattern and then I'll do a close-up and a picture of it. How about that? But before I do that, I'm going to show you how I'm taking in these pants. If you saw me wearing them, you saw they were very baggy. So the first thing you have to do is unsew the crotch, because you sew the two inseams together. This is an inseam, this is an inseam, and they meet underneath your legs at the crotch. And then you sew together the crotch seam. So in order to take the pants in, you have to unsew the crotch seam. You also have to unsew the hem down at the bottom on the outside seam and the inseam seam. Now I already have put pins in both sides. Remember, the seam inside is the inseam. This seam out here is the side seam. Don't go by these pants. I didn't make these. These have extra seams. So you have to pin on your body to see how much you want to take them in. You have to be super, super sure that you take them in the exact same amount on both sides. You can see I press my creases in. There's a crease, there's a crease. If I was to take all of that out just over here, it would throw that crease, which is also the straight of grain, it would throw it completely off crooked and it would make the leg twist around my leg. So you have to take the same amount out on this side and the same amount out on this side. In this case, I'm going to take out 3/4 inch all the way down. Now up here at the hip, it's a different situation. Up here at the hip, because you're going to your center front belly and your center back rear end. So you can take it in here at just the side seam on the hip. You don't have to take it in equally someplace else. But once you get down to where your legs have a seam on each side, then you have to do the same amount on each side. Here I've got my blue marks showing that I'm going to leave it the same up at the waist. The waist is big, but the pants still stay up. And I'm just going to leave the waist where it is because it just makes it extra comfortable, and I never tuck anything in anyway, so it's fine. So I'm going to take it in here at the hip, then I'm going to go 3/4 inch all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and 3/4 inch all the way down on the inside seam. Then I'll have to sew the crotch back together again. Back together. There will be 3/4 less here. I'll sew the crotch back together, then I'll sew the hem back up on all the bottom sides. Okay? And then I'll put them on and I'll show you how much better they look from what they look like in my last video. Under Joy Bernhardt on YouTube, I have playlist. And there's a playlist called How to Sew Pants. And I go through the entire, I think I made 5 or 6 pair of pants. And you can see exactly what I do, cutting them out, measuring them, making them and everything, okay, if you're interested. I'm not going to do that again because I already did it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sew these up. And I'm not going to mark it. I'm just going to figure out on my sewing machine where 3/4 inch is from the seam that's already there. And then I'm just going to follow that seam and go in 3/4 inch on each side. Okay? I'll come back wearing them and you can see if they fit me any better. Since we're talking about pants, I'm going to show you another cool tool. This thing right here, I don't even know if they still make it. I think I tried to find one a couple months ago and couldn't find it. But this is just a stiff, it's like there's cardboard in it. And it's got this, what do you call this stuff? It's not foil, it's, I don't know what you call it. But it's that silvery stuff. This is to put inside your pant legs, see? You stick it right in here because you only want to be able to press one seam at a time because it's impossible to do them both at the same time because one will go one way and one will go the other way and they'll be all crazy. So I make my pant legs so the seams go opposite each other like in a quilt. So they'll butt up to each other. So here in the crotch I have one seam going that way, one seam going this way. So the legs will have opposite seams. The seams in one leg will be going the opposite direction as the seams in the other leg. And I've never been arrested for it or had anybody yell at me for it. My iron and my ironing board are in my shop, y'all. Y'all, that's so Texan, isn't it? Yes, the iron and ironing board. Some people are saying they have a problem getting into my Amazon shop. I think the problem is you're probably spelling Bernhardt wrong. Everybody spells Bernhardt wrong, so don't feel bad about it. Most people want to spell it with a B-U, and it's a B-E, and the end of it, the end of my name has a D and a T on it. So if you don't spell Bernhardt right, you're not going to be able to get into my shop. Now I don't clip the seam at the hem and turn it the opposite way. Why? Because this is woven and wovens ravel. Now these were pants before, so the hem is already there. I'm just going to press it back up. I have taken 3 inches out of the width of these legs and they still look plenty wide. Plenty wide. This is the outside seam. This is a seam that goes down here. And I'm going to make sure it's going the opposite direction of the seam on the inside. So the seam on the inside is coming toward me. So this seam needs to go away from me. And I'm going to put this little sliding board back in here. Oh my gosh, it's the nicest tool. That is one that I would be really upset if somebody broke in my sewing room and took it because I don't think you can get them anymore. Now sometimes you think you're sewing it the right way and you'll get all done, they'll both go in the same direction. Fortunately, it's easy to fix. So it seemed to me the other one was coming toward me. So that one's going toward you. This one's coming toward me, so they will butt up to each other. And then they'll look really nice when they're pressed. Here I am up at the hip, and I just came up to the original hip. Like I said, I'm just going to leave it up by the waist. I'm going to leave it the same as it was. It's too big, but it's okay. At least it won't be too tight. So now when I press this, see, this seam comes this way, this seam goes that way, and they will butt right up next to each other when I press it, just like a quilt block. My pants are done except for sewing the hems in permanently. See, creases are already there. So I'm going to put them on. You're seeing them. You get to see them before I even see them. Huh? What do you think? Say, we can't even tell. How about in the butt? Well, they were really, really big in the butt. I think they look really good. I like the legs now. Now remember when you do this, remember when you do it, not to sew it too close at that hem line or you'll be able to get your foot in and out. I've got plenty of room. I could take another 3 inches out of these pants, but I'm not going to because I like them. And I don't wear this kind of blouse. I have leggings on. So this is my leggings blouse. So I would wear a woven blouse with these pants. Huh? I can't wait to see the video so I can see what you just saw. I'm going to get out a paper pattern and I'm going to show you how you do the crotch. When your buns are lower than your crotch. And if you're as old as I am, I imagine they are. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of what pattern can I show you. I'll get it and I'll come back, okay? Okay, talking about pants. If you have been making pants, if you want to make pants, if you used to make pants but you don't anymore, I have one question. Why on earth don't you have this book? I will put it in my store. I cannot recommend this book enough. SureFit Designs and this book go together like salt and pepper, like black and white, like what else goes together really good? This has fabulous drawings, extreme information. It has real people, fat people, skinny people, tall people, straight people, crooked people, people with scoliosis, people with one leg longer than the other one. Yes, it even has people like me whose rear end is lower than their crotch. A lot of people have that. Now, I know Peggy Sagers just makes super fun of this correction. She thinks it's silly and ridiculous and not necessary. And I'll tell you probably why. If you've ever noticed, Peggy Sagers has the most darling rear end. It's up where it's supposed to be. It's nice and round. She looks amazing in pants. And so she doesn't have this problem. So why should she care about it? Although she has fitted like a million women, so surely she's come across it somewhere in her life. Anyway, get this book. If you want to make pants and you want to get them to fit you, I highly, as you heard me say already, recommend this book. Here on page 35, I was going to get out a paper pattern and show you how you do this correction, but here it is right here in the book, so why should I get out a paper pattern? Summary of the most common alterations. Most common. This one's in it. Deepening the back crotch curve for a low derriere. And I'm going to show it to you. Page 35. I have done this on every pair of pants I have made. Here it is right here. All you do is you do like a little L shape and you go by 1/4 inches. Start with a 1/4 inch. If that doesn't work, do another 1/4 inch. Until when you sit down, it doesn't feel like the back of the pants is crawling up your rear end. That is not a good look and it is not a good feeling. So, I hope Palmer and Plesh won't mind that I showed you that one page. I love the way they do their books. They have another book. They show putting the paper pattern. Palmer Plesh fits the paper pattern. And they show fitting it to all different size women. It's just amazing. They have one woman in here. I just couldn't get over her because she was very crooked. And they fit her so good. See here? There's some finished pants on a lady. Very nice. Let me see. Now look at this lady's shape. I mean, everybody in here is not built like Raquel Welch. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. And they are fitting, look here, at the paper on the lady. How crunched up it is around her rear end. They will get that paper. Look here. Here it is after they fixed it. Over here is after they fixed the paper. See, all the crunches are gone. It is so awesome what you can do in the paper. Now, what about SureFit Designs? SureFit Designs will automatically correct most of the issues that these paper patterns have, because SureFit Designs will build a pattern around you and your measurements. So you will start off with a much better paper pattern than you will start off with out of a commercial envelope, okay? But you will still have issues that you have to correct. Okay? Look at this lady. Very round in the hips. This red area here shows how they corrected the fit for her. Part of the fit. The pictures are awesome. I read this book every single page. It shows you how to put on a waistband so it won't curl. This is the crooked lady. And I say that very lovingly. I'm a crooked lady. I'm a crooked lady. She probably has scoliosis like I do. So she's got crooked hips. She's got one leg longer than the other. She's got a shoulder higher than the other. Let me see where a picture is where you can see. You can see in this picture right here that she's crooked. But look at the pants. Look at the pants and how awesome they fit her. Now they probably had to make a pattern with two different sides for her. I'm so happy that she let them use her and put her body in here, because it very much resembles mine. See here? Look at how crooked her hips are there. Can you see that? But they make that pant fit her on both sides of her body, even though both sides are different from each other. See this lady's shape? They show how to make pants that fit her. See? Real people. That's what I love about this book. I don't know what it costs, but it's worth 20 times whatever its price is. Probably $24 or something. I know you can get it on Amazon, so I'll put it in my store like I said. But I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. It works together hand in glove, hand in glove. Ah! Legs in pants. It goes together, in my opinion, it goes together beautifully with Glenda's SureFit Designs pants. And remember, you will start out from the beginning with a much better pattern for your body by using the SureFit Designs, but it will not correct all the issues. Even Glenda will tell you that, and she has corrections in her book too. Okay, so somebody asked me about that correction, so now you know, don't ya? Well, duh, talking about Palmer Plesh and their books, I have another one. Let me show it to you. I actually bought this one twice, so I could have one at each of my houses. That's how much I love this book. That's why this one looks brand new. It's my second copy. So this is called Fit for Real People. I showed you the one about the pants. This is about all kinds of clothes. Dresses and suits and blouses mostly, I think, are in here. Let me look at it real quick. Yeah, tops, skirt, dresses, vest. Look here. Very round back. Oh my goodness. Very round back. Where did I learn it? I learned it from Palmer and Plesh. Very round back. Awesome pictures, awesome diagrams, not just a ton of writing that you can't keep up with. A little bit of writing that goes with the pictures, and people, real people getting fitted. They always, always start with the paper. Why are people so different? Genetics. It's showing the difference in two skeletons. And then it's showing what happens to our bodies as we age. Oh my goodness. Now, here is something so interesting. This is a picture of 5 women. All 5 of these women were a size 10. If they went to the store and they bought a commercial pattern, they would buy a size 10. But I want you to look at these 5 women and see how completely, totally different their shapes are. See? It's not our fault. It's not our fault the patterns don't work. They just don't make patterns for everybody. There's nothing wrong with our bodies. The problem is the patterns. I think it's these 4 ladies and this lady. But anyway, it's excellent as well. I'll put both books in my Amazon shop. I'm going to let you go. We'll just talk about that for today, okay? Bye for now.